For over 160 years, YMCAs have been meeting the community's needs. And when those needs change, good Ys pivot and change and adapt so that they are relevant and helping the people in the community who need the Y the most. When the pandemic hit, the Y became one of the most vital resources in the community.
We had to throw out all the rules that we knew and create an environment that was not only safe but nurturing to children who were experiencing a number of situations.
So our Y staff, in addition to shutting down our buildings, began to create safety procedures and plans to figure out how we would staff things and staff them safely, figure out who we could serve and how many kids we could serve.
So we've had many families that were impacted by the emergency care that we provided throughout the pandemic. One family in particular, a child had just lost their mother less than 6 months prior. We learned that through the days that we supported the family, but we didn't know it in the beginning. And we were able to navigate through that situation and support the child and the family to still continue services that they were receiving virtually within emergency childcare. And I think we had to do that for a lot of families that were already suffering from traumatic situations prior to COVID, and this magnified it even more for them.
So our history with the WISE Child Care Program was my daughter, who's currently 21 now, and she began child care with the Y when she was about a year old in the daycare program all the way through preschool, so about 20 years ago. Back in April of 2016, my brother passed unexpectedly, and I ended up sole caregiver for his 2 sons. During the process of me adopting my brother's 2 children, I also ended up adopting a beautiful little girl who's 2 years old. So again, the YMCA opened the doors and allowed her to become part of their child care program.
As soon as we began running the program, we quickly saw that the need for emergency childcare went beyond just doctors and nurses. There were a lot of people in our community, families whose parents needed to work so that they could feed their family. Their jobs expected them to be there, but there was no other child care opportunities for them.
Because I am from Dominican Republic, and I have no family here. It's just me and my son. So when someone recommended the YMCA for me, it was like having a family member. They helped me with protective equipment, and then when they opened the emergency care, I know my son is going to be safe, and I can go work and come back. And until now, we're doing good, thanks to the Y.
Without the YMCA, I wouldn't have been able to work. I was concerned when everything shut down and I was gonna have to find a way to work with a little one at home. And it's just my income, so I was nervous. And I said, how do you work with a toddler running around the house? And I'm so thankful for the Y and the staff that came to work every day so that I could continue to work, so that my household could still run. So again, the YMCA is a crucial part of me and my family's world.
One of the things we've learned from the work we did to bring about emergency childcare programs and then launch camp and regular childcare programs over the summer in the midst of a pandemic when everything was new and constantly changing is that this Y is uniquely positioned to be able to take on any new community need and challenge. It is a unique organization in the region that when there is something that arises, the Y is usually the first one through the door, willing to help and able to help.
And now as we look forward, we are ready to handle the next wave if it should come, and we are able to continue to provide that much needed support that our families need and the nurturing environment for our children.